Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Zenia Arsalan, and you are listening to Revive FM 94.0. Today, we have esteemed guests today, Dr. Neneng and Dr. Oki, who are from Indonesia. And the reason why they're here is due to the Interfaith UK, which is taking place as of this week. Just for some information, Interfaith UK is a week here which is exploring the purpose and the discovering of different cultures and different religions, and
Hi,
spreading
I'm Dr.
the
Sayeda
diversity
Manzi.
and
Believe it or not,
inclusivity.
your next trip
So,
to the toilet
first of
could
all, I'd just
save
like
your life.
to
If you
congratulate all
receive
of
an
you, both of
NHS
you,
bowel
for
cancer screening test in the
accomplishing so
post,
much
you should
within your
complete it
careers,
as soon as
and
possible.
thank
You
you
do
for
it
coming on
privately
this
at
show.
home by following a few
I just wanted to
simple
ask you a
steps.
question
Just
about
a
how's
tiny
London been so
sample
far. I'm
detects
aware
signs
this
of
might be your
cancer
second
before
time
you
coming to
notice
London.
anything wrong.
How's it
If
been
your
so far?
sense of
What have
bowel
you
cancer
seen? What have you
screening
like
gets
kind of
put it by
observed,
the
and
loop,
how
don't
it
put it off.
might be
For more
different in terms of
information,
here, but in Indonesia as well?
Who is the answer first?
Anyone, open to
Okay,
anything.
so my name is Oki. Hi everybody, Assalamualaikum. So
Alaikum
actually
salam.
this is my second time to go to London. I went to London maybe 2009, 2018
Oh
with all
wow,
my family.
okay, yeah.
But this is my first time join English for Ulama. So we are here actually because we joined the program called
English for Ulama. Yes.
So,
Would you like to explain that a bit for our listeners who may
you
not
wanna
know?
explain that?
Dr. Neneng, would you like to?
Okay, so English for Ulama program. Sorry, hello everyone. I forgot.
No worries, no worries at all.
Assalamualaikum. My
Alaikum
name
salam.
is Neneng. We come from both of us come from Indonesia, from West Java. So the English for Ulama program is the program from the West Java government,
Yes.
and the purpose is to share our experience on religious life in Indonesia, because Indonesia is the biggest Muslim majority country, but maybe not many people know how the life of Islam in Indonesia. So we want to share that to the broader community, to the international community, so they can have another, perspective about Islam. Islam is not one particular, perspective from. But also there are so many example of practice Islam, especially in Indonesia. We have 240 million Muslims there.
Mashallah.
Yeah, so
almost 88%, I think.
88% of Muslim population.
So and also we want to learn how to interfaith dialogue in UK, because it's quite different. In Indonesia we are majority, and we are here as minority. So it will be great to learn each other how the Muslims as majority and how Muslims as minority.
Yeah, that's amazing, actually. I think it's the inspiration that takes place as well from your Indonesian culture and your background. And then when you talk about, spreading the message of Islam, like how our Prophet ﷺ did in his prophethood. And I think doing that brings the ummah together. It really revives the ummah. Spreading the message is so, so important. Just reminding everyone about the importance of unity within the Muslim ummah. When we come together, we become more stronger as a Muslim community, which makes us more stronger and the religion more stronger. And it's like a way of propagation in a way. When other people when the non-believers, non-Muslims, they see us together as Muslims coming together, it inspires them. And I've seen this physically, and I've seen this happen before, when they become so inspired about other things, of how we come together. And that's what kind of inspires them, and how it makes them want to come to and learn about the message of Islam and how the Muslim community works. But I just wanted to give some background information about Dr. Oki, which when I was researching, I found it very, very interesting. So I know you come from an Indonesian background. You've successfully completed a doctoral program, as well as receiving a scholarship, and also being a leader of the Huffadz Foundation that you founded. So I just want to zoom into your foundation that you're a leader of. I just wanted to ask you about your inspiration and how's the journey been from setting up this foundation and eventually being a leader of this foundation. So what kind of led you to come to this?
Because I explained about my madrasa, my school, I want to explain to you about the uniqueness of our country, Indonesia, because we are very diverse. So like in Indonesia, we have ideology, we call it Pancasila. So there are 5
basic principles.
Principles of Pancasila. One of them is unity of Indonesia. You know what? Because Indonesia has many, many languages, many customs, many religions. Our country recognizes 6 religions actually.
Oh wow!
So there's Islam, Catholic, Protestant, Buddhism, Hindu, and Konghucu.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Muslim is a majority, of course.
Yes.
But our government recognizes 6 religions, so it means that we are a lot of diversity actually.
Yes.
So that's why unity is very, very important in our country because it's make our country stronger.
It
so
does.
actually, I'm a preacher actually in Indonesia. So in my da'wah, I always say to be united.
Stronger, united as well.
Yes, that's very important.
Definitely.
for our country.
And I'm really glad you mentioned it. You know, again, the importance of unity. And
So that's why we
having
learn
together.
from here.
Yes, yes.
Interpret dialogue and we
Yes.
bring the experience to go to Indonesia.
Definitely. And obviously, Interfaith UK, it doesn't obviously only explore the religion of Islam, but how other religions kind of spread their own message. And it's quite interesting learning about their approach and our approach, and how we can compare them together.
And also what my madrasa, why I founded my madrasa, I established the madrasa. The madrasa opened 2016 actually. It's already 7 years.
Mashallah.
Why I founded the madrasa, why I established that madrasa, because my mother said that when I asked my mama, what is the meaning of a successful person? I really want to be a successful daughter for you. And my mama said, the successful person, you can be anything. You can be an actress, or you can be a businesswoman, you can be teacher, but the most important thing that you have to, you should have Quran in your heart, in your lisan, in your mind, everything, in your akhlaq, everything. So you have to try to memorize Quran, to learn Quran, to understand about the Quran. So that time I felt that I was very busy to memorize whole Quran. so I took the fast way to bring all daughters for my mama. So I opened the madrasa and we give scholarship for the people who want to learn in our madrasa. And Alhamdulillah, until now, so madrasa, Alhamdulillah. You speak Arabic too. I'm بتكلم بلغة العربية أيضا صح؟
Little, not too much, not really that much.
So Alhamdulillah, now already 7 years, and we are very happy because my mama has many daughters, not only me, but also many daughters. And they live in madrasa and they learn for free.
Okay.
They learn not only Quran but also لغة العربية والدراسة إسلامية. After that, they will continue not only about learning Islamic studies, but also they will continue to go to university.
Yes.
Because yes, you are Huffadz, you memorize Quran, but you can be businesswoman, you can be politician, you can be pilot, you can be everything. But the basic is you have Quran in your heart, in your mind, in your tongue, in your lisan, like that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing every day in my
and I think personally I find that really inspiring of how, you know, being successful is not only being successful in the dunya, not only in the deen, but it's kind of like having that balance together. And I think living for myself specifically, I live in a very secular country where there's many religions, many cultures, and we all just come together. And being able to balance that, I think, is very important. You know, balancing the deen and dunya, and it's not always easy. And I think it's quite important to praise those people and, you know, give them some credit and how they're able to balance these two things in life, because it's never that easy. You're always going to get distracted by the dunya and how it will, you know, kind of come to you like, oh, why don't you do this? And, you know, having that iman, having the Quran, like you said, in your heart is so important, because it's a kind of like a constant reminder within yourself that this is all just temporary, and what our end goal is obviously our afterlife in Jannah, inshallah. So yeah, now I wanted to just direct something to Dr. Neneng. As I was doing my research, I was reading about you, and I was reading about your PhD in anthropology. And in my studies myself, I was researching some branches of anthropology. And just anthropology, for those who don't know, is like the study of a human. So for example, their cultures, their religions, their backgrounds, and how they all intertwine in our communities. And anthropology is quite a very broad subject if you really think about it. Doing a doctoral program in anthropology, it's quite a big thing. And I find it very inspiring myself, because I did do some little research behind it. But I just wanted to ask you, what kind of inspired you to do such a degree? And, you know, coming from an Indonesian background and culture, how would you see those two coming together and linking, and how do you think that works?
So firstly, I'm working at Arts Institute. So it's called Institute of Arts and Culture, in Indonesian Arts and Culture in West Java in Bandung. So I was teaching in Department of Music, and when I learn about music, there is something interesting. Music is not only something that you enjoy, or it's not only about entertainment. Music is about the meaning, about the culture, and there are something that the message, and also music is express uh, many things.
Yes,
It's
very.
not only produce it's produced in particular social
Societies.
environment.
Yes.
So there is a culture and everything behind the music. So when I want to learn more about it, I think anthropology is the perfect approach to know more how music produced by the society, or how it get meanings to the society, something like that. So
Yes.
basically, as you said, anthropology is a very broad subject. So we need to so in my research I put music and Islam,
Oh wow.
as expression of identity of people in West Java, because I did research on Islamic music, and thus music has become the expression of identity of the people, something like that.
Oh wow, very. That's quite a very unique idea you put out, and it's quite inspiring for those who will if people are interested in anthropology, which is I think is very very interesting, and linking it to my own study, for example, psychology.
Yeah.
I think these two things quite linked together, just as humans as well, but as obviously as Muslim, and how we can kind of interlink these ideas into our everyday life, especially.
Yeah.
Just another question about your undergraduate thesis on
Yeah.
feminism. I'm aware this happened many, many years ago,
Yes.
but I just want to link
Yeah,
it in
it's
this.
20 years ago.
But I want to link it to this modern day and
Yeah.
age. So if you think about, for example, if you recognize any difference maybe between the approach and the outlook on feminism you might have done at the time you were writing your thesis, and how would you link it to modern day feminism and how Islam might have influenced such ideas?
Yeah. So when I was in my graduate, when I was student and undergraduate, my first interaction of thought with feminism through the novels.
Okay.
It's the novels of Nawal El Sadawi. Is
Yes.
Egypt novelist, and he's very famous with his idea of feminism. So basically, he always on women's side, because she she activist, so she has a lot of criticism to the politic of the government and everything, to the injustice that women experience. So I read all of her novels.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that's
Yeah.
I did undergraduate in Arabic
Is there any
literature.
translation in Bahasa?
Yes, yes. Almost of her works translated into Bahasa, and the first novel I read is it's Women in Zero Point. So in Bahasa it's Perempuan di Titik Nol. So it's very interesting. You read it, so that my first encounter with the idea of feminism. So
Okay.
maybe people, not maybe people think that the idea of feminism come from the West, but my first encounter with feminism is with the Muslim feminists.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, feminism is also the broad ideas, and when it comes to Islam, I think Islam has an idea about the equality of women,
Definitely.
the
Yes.
justice, that this religion also protect the women, and so on. So basically, for me, the idea of feminism is also not really something that idea coming from the West, and then we just receive as the whole thing. It's kind of adaptation to the culture.
Definitely.
Like in Indonesia, when we put the idea of feminism, maybe some people like, what is it? Like,
Yeah, it's
not
quite
really
confusing. Yes.
some people think not really fit with the culture and everything. But I think there is always a middle way how we understand feminism in Islamic perspective.
Yes.
So yeah, basically feminism for me is about we always stand on a woman's side, because in this patriarchal society there is still a lot of problem
Definitely.
about women.
Very
yeah,
much problem.
So actually, we are from a different background to join in this program.
Okay.
So like Ibu Neneng, for example, she is a lecturer in one university, and the other friends
from the pesantren,
the founder of the not the founder, the teacher, the teacher of the Islamic boarding school. And me, maybe you can call it influencer.
Yeah.
No, I think I think if it's
my career as an actress actually.
Oh yes.
After that, I start to focus on Islam, and I start to learn Islam, and then now I'm very busy with my madrasa actually.
Yes. Again, with the your past as an actress. Genuinely, I felt very astounded, and I was like, "That's amazing! I'm meeting an actress."
But Islamic actress.
Yes, Islamic actress.
Because the movie is Islamic movie. Actually, there is no touch.
Yes, of course. But I wanted to ask you, how was that journey like? How was that process of trying? Because obviously, you wanted to portray an Islamic movie and how women and just how life is like as a Muslim individual. How did it feel? How was the journey like to portraying such a character in that movie?
Maybe I want to tell you a little bit about the movie, okay?
Yes, of course.
I told you we are from the different backgrounds, so that makes us very unique, and
definitely
I like us to be one of the participants here to join in many programs here and to bring all experience to go to Indonesia and to implement in Indonesian.
Yes.
Okay, I tell you about the movie. So I started my career 2008 actually. So that movie was in Egypt actually.
In Egypt, all right.
So I lived in Egypt, and I love Egypt so much.
Oh wow.
2008 and 2 months I lived there, and I played a role as a Azhar student. So I pretend to study there.
Okay.
And then this film actually brought a lot of what I can say, like I got many knowledge, I got many experiences through the film.
Yeah, it's quite inspiring, wasn't it?
Yes, I brought to the reality life.
Wow.
So like in that film, I played a role as a Al-Azhar student, and she is Ustada, she is teacher. And actually 4 years I played a role as the character. So it means like I brought the ruh
into you,
like that. And then I thought that time that the film Alhamdulillah became box office film.
Oh, gosh.
And very big bring big influence to many people. So some people start to wear hijab
because of that.
They want to learn to Egypt. They try to know more about the Azhar, like through the film. So after that, I think that Allah gave me like some people know me, so I have to do something to
influence other people,
the good things for the many people.
Yes.
So that's why I think that I have to found the madrasa.
Yeah, of course. And I think you just have to take on that responsibility as well. I think because you have such a big influence, and you think you need to just utilize that responsibility you have that Allah has given to you. And it's amazing in how you've been you've definitely progressed so much from an actress, and then you went to do doctoral programs, scholarships from Australia and Germany as well, mashallah, which is very, very inspiring. And I'm
we're going to talk about this in our program after this.
Oh really?
And what's the name of the program? Your program.
Oh yes.
the seminar.
Seminar.
Yes, of course. And for example, Indonesian girls who look up to you, who see you, or maybe on television or something, they would look at your story and look at how you are, and it's amazing and how so many young people or young girls or whoever may be inspired by just one thing you might have done, by just propagating a certain message. So again, it's that the importance of spreading the message again.
That's big responsibility.
Yes.
So I think that's why I have to study more and more.
Yes.
Because I know that if some people, if I say something, so some people they will listen. So it's my responsibility to always study. So what I say is the true thing, the truth,
the
like
good
that.
things,
Bring the benefit for them like that.
Yes. You said you wanted to study further. Like, what's your next step to study further? Your next sort of dream, I guess, aspiration.
Ya Allah, my bachelor, Hollanda. What the English Hollanda? You know, Netherlands, Dutch literature.
Oh,
and the second is Tarbiyatul Aulad.
okay.
And for doctoral, for PhD, I learn Dawah and also Islamic studies actually. So yesterday we went to Oxford actually.
Oh, really?
Ya Allah, we were very happy because we went there because that's the first time we went there, and all of us we say that we really want to go there, really want to study there, or at least our children will study there, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Oxford is very beautiful.
Very, yes, very prestigious, obviously. Yes, I remember my first time going. I was selected to go to Oxford, and we had a whole seminar ready for us, and it was talking about studies and how so many people are very, very successful as soon as they graduate from Oxford. Not only Oxford, also Cambridge as well. Very, very prestigious in England.
One thing I want to tell you is very important. When we are here in London, so you remember our friend Ustad Lutfi? He is crying.
Yes.
Cried. Why? Because he think that we are very grateful to be Indonesian.
Yes.
To live in Indonesia, majority Muslim there. It's very easy to us to pray.
Oh wow.
We listen adhan in every prayer time. Here we can't.
Yes.
Learn adhan. We can't hear adhan. Listen adhan. And then after that, there is no place to pray. I mean,
go together and pray in congregation. Yeah.
Yes, like here we pray like
individually, separately.
To find the right place.
Yeah.
We come to Indonesia, so every meters maybe there's
Mashallah, yeah. I mean, we're always trying to improve our countries, improve our facilities as well. I think it's so important. Trying to provide these facilities because mashallah the Muslim population is growing worldwide. It's growing, and it's continuously growing in increasing numbers, and it's our job as a Muslim community, as part of an institute like Minhaj. It's very, very successful, mashallah. And one of the particular things that it definitely inspires me to do is to help our community. Is by helping community, it revives the community by bringing them together. By when you bring people together, they feel a sense of like togetherness, and they feel belong. Because the reason why some people are kind of like feel estranged is that they don't have that feeling of belonging anywhere. They don't have that feeling of togetherness or unity. And when you develop that within someone, you feel so much more happier and satisfied that I belong to a community, and I'm able to go pray somewhere. I'm able to go learn things, maybe teach things as well. And that's when I joined Minhaj during Sunday school. I think I was 12, 13. And now it's been like 5-6 years. And it's made me feel so much more happier, and I feel very belonged here. Everyone is very friendly, and everyone is so helpful in terms of helping and teaching and asking certain questions. So again, the whole point of Interfaith UK and the reason why we're here is so we can learn how communities work, how we propagate different religions, and how important it is to people as well. Which I definitely is very, very inspiring, and I'm sure you find it too. And I really hope that you feel satisfied that somewhere in the UK, somewhere it's very secular, a country that has a Christian past as well. Even from the last like 200-300 years, this country was a very, very Christian country, very Catholic, very Protestant as well. And even within its own Christian religion, there was many, many reforms as well. There were many reformations where the king used to, abolish the churches, bring in Protestantism and eradicate Catholicism. Like it was a very, very kind of difficult situation for people. But now, after the inclusivity, the diversity, and many, many people come in the country, they're able to spread the message of Islam. And I'm very, very happy that we were able to do that together, as not as an individual, but obviously as a community as well.
Can I say things about that?
Definitely.
I think having experience in minority, in a country with Muslim minorities, are always good. So we can appreciate what we have. Also, we can understand more about others.
Yes,
because that's the point of interfaith. I think
definitely.
we can increase our understanding,
Respect.
our respect for
Yes.
our respect each other, and also how these different values can live together, can respect each other at the same place, the same the same country. That's very interesting, I think, because UK is very multicultural.
Yes.
Divorce of religion means that different people come together.
Yes.
It's not easy.
Definitely not
It's
easy.
not easy. So that's why we need to do more meetings and dialogue and things, so we can know each other better.
Yes.
Then we can have more understanding and live together.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of the whole Interfaith UK is about interfaith, not just one faith, it's interfaith.
Yeah.
And how, obviously we cannot just have a whole world full of Muslims, otherwise there'll just be no point. The reason why we're here in the world is that we can get along with each other no matter what culture, no matter what religion we're from, no matter what ethnic minority we're from. It's all about learning how to come together as just one population, one community, no matter where we're from, no matter what religion we're from. And when we go to churches, when we go to synagogues, when we go to temples, anywhere, mosques, anywhere, we see one thing in particular, and that's reviving a community. And again, it's the whole importance that we give to communities as well. But I want to just ask another open question before we just end things. After your visit to London and after when you depart for Indonesia again, are there any steps you want to take and any further action you want to take place just to maybe bring you might be inspired not just from the UK, maybe from other countries as well, other steps you want to take to kind of revive the Indonesian Muslim community again and further even more you want to inspire them? Like, what would your next steps, what would your plan of action might be?
For me, because I do da'wah.
Yes.
Maybe, like in Indonesia, I travel a lot because Indonesia has many islands, many cities, many villages. So I travel a lot. And I do da'wah. And the population is Indonesia very, very big. So if I come to masjid, for example, there are thousands of people there.
Wow.
So it's very important for me to send them, to spread the message about the live together, respect each other, although we are different. Like in Indonesia, we have, like I told you, different custom, different languages, different everything. We are different. Yes, Muslim majority, but still there are the other religions.
Other religions,
and the problem is, some of them fight each other. So I think this is my responsibility.
Yes.
Sometimes I will talk about how to be a pious Muslimah, to be a salihah Muslim, how to be a good wife, good students, like that. But I always put the message about how to live together in the good way, although we are different.
Yes.
Because remember, in our principle, in our ideology, there is one of the principle. This is we call it unity of Indonesia. So I think this is my responsibility, not only me, but also the preacher, all the preacher. I think this is like wajib, to spread the message. And after, because here we went to church, we went to
the temple, the Gurdwara.
Yeah. So we know there are different religions out there. So although in Indonesia we didn't find out, I can't see that because Indonesia recognizes only 6 religions, but again and again, I think this is very important for me to maybe just say 5 minutes or 7 minutes about respect each other. Not only we focus on ukhuwah Islamiyah, but also we call it ukhuwah wataniyah, ukhuwah bashariyah. Means that we respect each other. We want to live in Indonesia peacefully. So don't fight each other. So so I have my Allah. So
yes,
God, so
of course. Yes. And again, it's about like not creating any hate between each other, because that's not going to be the answer. And it's quite difficult to make people understand a certain thing, because we are aware that there's other religions, other cultures, and we know that Islam is the right path. But it doesn't give us an excuse to create hate within each other. Because then what's the point of creating a home community? What's the point of being Muslim? Because as Muslim, we learn about the values, about respect. respecting, no matter who they are. We are supposed to give respect to them, because that's what we learn as a Muslim. That's what we're told to do. Yeah, exactly. It's about, giving, forgiving everyone, giving the importance that everyone deserves, no matter who they are. Doesn't matter if they're different religion. It doesn't even matter if they're poor, if they're rich or anything. It's always no to discrimination. Always
what teach us in Medina actually.
Yes.
At that time, there are Jewish, there are Muslim, there are.
It was everyone. A lot of people. The people were coming in and out. Even during the Rasulullah's time, there was trade going on as well. Lots of business going on. People were coming in from different regions, different countries as well, into Medina, into Makkah, out of Medina, out to Makkah. So it was still a thing back then at their time. And obviously, the people at that time, they were maybe quite new to different religions. They might not know what different religions were, and they had to learn of how to adapt and how to come across and approach people that aren't of their religion. And if they were able to do that, obviously we can as well. We are in the era of modern technology. We're able to learn. We're able to get information off the internet, of like, you learn about different religions, and it's a good thing. I think learning about different religions and learning about their teachings and their approaches to certain things is quite important. So we can learn, we can adapt to their thing. We don't want to accidentally, obviously, discriminate and hate someone.
Spread kindness, so people outside will see the beauty of Islam.
Yes, definitely. And that's definitely one point I want to say. If we as Muslims portray ourselves on the outside, if we are kind to each other, if we are respecting each other, people will see on the outside that, they're Muslim, and they have the knowledge, and they've been taught we've all been taught from a very, very young age, that our parents have told us, but also in the Quran it's mentioned, and Allah has told us that be kind, be respectful, respect anyone, do not discriminate. And that's what we're told. And if we do that, then people will see that, Muslims have their own teachings, have their own religions.
Because other people who don't understand Islam will see what from what we do, from our behavior.
It's always about actions.
From akhlaq, right?
Yes, akhlaq.
So when we see us as Muslim, we see our what we do, our akhlaq. So I think that's very important, because there are still a lot of prejudice about Islam, but when we give an example from our behavior, for our akhlaq, then they will see us, Muslim is very friendly, good, and so on and so forth. That's also always our mission, as Indonesian Muslim, because Indonesia, have you been to Indonesia before?
I haven't actually. I've always wanted to go there.
Because Indonesian people is friendly.
I have. It's quite
friendly and put a lot of smile.
Very, I had a very touching event something that happened to me. I was actually in Umrah last month, and I was in the streets of Medina. I was waiting for my mom somewhere, and me and my sister were standing together, and we were at a store somewhere, and I was on the phone with my mom just waiting for her to come, and these two Indonesian ladies came up to me, and I didn't realize they were Indonesian at first, but my sister told me after, and they were like, you are so beautiful, you look so nice. And I was like very caught, and I was like, oh my goodness. And they were so friendly. They started giving us, they had sweets with them, so they gave us sweets, they gave us zamzam water. Very, very, very polite. I felt so happy after that. I felt very, very happy after that. I was so happy.
But not many people know about Indonesia.
It's very, I was so happy to see that.
Of peaceful Islam.
Yes.
Because we live as a Muslim majority, we live for a very long time with others, and we live in harmony, and there is no fight like the war and something like that. So people need to see Indonesian Islam more.
So
and
again, interfaith is not about interfaith, it's about interculture as well. Learning about faith will obviously religions and everything, but cultures as well, they're very prominent. People might not know what Indonesian culture is, people might not know what a certain culture is, and when you come together, it's like you see different people, you learn about different things, and I think that's really, really important, especially living in a secular community like England or any other Western country. But again, I'd just like to thank you, both of you. I really appreciate coming onto the radio show and coming to visit Minhaj Institute, which I think is something very, very important to me, like myself. I've been coming here since I was 12, 13, and seeing myself grow and the institute grow, and I see people coming in, it makes me feel really happy. Like,
So
people.
every time you go to London, so they have family.
Yes, exactly.
Family.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And when I go to Indonesia, I'm like, oh, I have family there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Just come.
Yes, definitely. I'm very, very excited to come. Whenever I'm free, I would definitely
Yeah.
book something there. But just wanted to thank you. Thank you for coming onto the show. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for having such an insightful conversation, because I think having this conversation on the radio is quite important. I've
Maybe the
listened
last
to hear.
one, don't forget to always make dua for our brothers and sisters in Palestine.
Yes, yes.
Because we cry every day and we feel very suffer to see them every day. But what we can do, one of the important that we can do is send dua
Dua.
for them.
Yeah, because dua is yes, a very important, very, very powerful tool.
Yes.
And making, dua, sometimes people underestimate the power of dua, I think, and they don't realize how powerful and how strong it is. When we sincerely make dua with tears in your eyes, and you have that in your heart that you want the people of Palestine to, may Allah grant them freedom, inshallah. And we cry, and we sometimes, I put in myself in their position sometimes, and what if it was my family that was suffering? What if it was my siblings that were suffering? They're suffering from injuries and they're in hospital. So genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, like I feel like they're family to us, because as a Muslim ummah, we're all a family together. So
Yes, of course.
I think of it as if they're my family. So whenever I make dua, I always have that thing that they're my family. They're suffering, and I'm sitting here in luxury almost.
Yes.
And it just makes me feel so guilty. But again, there's so much we can do. We're not like leaders of the country that we can say, like, we need a ceasefire, we need to give them aid, we need to grant them freedom, we need occupation to leave Palestine. But obviously so much we can do. And Allah has given us such a powerful, strong tool for us to make dua, and then just pray for the freedom. But I think it's really, really important, and I'm very glad you brought that up. But again, thank you so much. Really, really loved this conversation.
Yes,
I'm really
thank
glad
you so
people,
much.
our listeners, were able to hear this. But my name was Zenia Arsalan, and you were listening to Revive FM 94.0. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.